scale commands means you can write completely 4 types of commands. Okay, ma? That is the concept. Now see file organization. So again, new PPT. So first of all, stop share, then share screen. Okay. Screen is visible, ma? Screen is visible or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
No?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma. What about others?
Your desktop images are visible.
Wait, ma. 1 second. One second. Visible, ma, now?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
next
ma'am.
concept, we are having the files storage. Okay, storage of database. In that mainly we are having the concept file organization. What is a file organization and how many types of file organizations we are having? Okay, so first of all, see the definition. File organization is a way of arranging the records in a file when the file is stored on the disk. Okay, so means so everyone having in your homes like cupboards, okay, or books rack. So there if we can arrange the books line to line, line to line, then whatever the book we need, we can easily take that. Okay, if we are throwing the books, okay, these are not in order, they are unordered wise, so we don't know, so we have to search for the all the books there. Okay, so that is the, so if we can arrange the data properly, okay, then we can, whenever we want to access that data, it's very easy. So here organization means what? Arranging the records. Records means like information, data, okay, that will be stored in the disk, will be some arranging of the records is called as the file organization. So data files are organized so as to facilitate access to record and to ensure their efficient storage. Means what is the purpose of the file organization? Means if we are arranging the files properly, then we can easily access. So and what happened? So if we throw the books, the cupboard will occupy, the rack will completely occupy. If we are arranging the books, then what happened? If the rack can takes more books, the space is available for more books. Okay, so arranging the data means if we are arranging the data properly, means what happened there, here we can having more space. If we are not arranging, means space, memory space is not sufficient for that. So that is the main concept. So the arrangement of the files on disk, file organization refers to the like into the records form, blocks and access structures. Okay, so different ways we are having to arrange the files, okay, internally. So like into records also, otherwise the blocks also, otherwise access structures we are having to store the data. Now types of file organization. Okay, so generally the file types of file organization we are having here, three types we are having: sequential, indexed sequential, hashed file, and we are having heap file also. So see here. So here the main important point what he's telling means whenever we store that we are choosing the techniques, different techniques we are having now. So if we can take the good technique, then it will be like a good organization. Okay, so DBM supports several file organization techniques. So we are having many types, but if the important task of DBA, so actually who is responsible for database? DBA is the responsible person. Okay, so if he is choosing a good organization for each file, then the data will be, more data will be available, more space is available. So four types we are having here. First one is explaining about the heap file. So what is a heap file? So basically these files are unordered files. Okay, means there is no order. Heap file means what? There is no ordered. In the file organization, there is no ordered, unordered files are there. So it is the mainly simplest basic type of the file organization. These files consist of randomly ordered records. And how we can access the record randomly? Okay, means randomly means what? 1 to 10 records are there. In file, I am having 1 to 10 records. So which record I need randomly, I am choosing. Randomly, I am accessing. It's possible in the heap file. Okay, but what is the main drawback means there is no ordered. The files arranged on ordered format only. But randomly, you can access, no problem. Okay. So internally, so what operations we can perform on the records means like insert the file, retrieve the file, and delete the file. So if you want to attend records are there now. If you want to insert 11th one, you can insert 11th. And if you want to access the 7th one file, you can access easily. Otherwise, if you don't want the 9th one file, you can delete easily. Okay, so three operations we are having. But what you have to remember, in the heap file, there is no ordered. The files will be in unordered format. Okay, that is about the heap file organization. So what are the features we are having in the heap file? So whenever we insert new records in empty space, that can accommodate them. Means it will be taken, whatever the files we given, it can be taken. Okay, it can be stored. So when all records are deleted, the occupied space becomes empty and available for any new insertion. So I said 1 to 10 records if I have in that file means if we can remove one file, so the space is available for the other new records. Okay, so the space is not wastage here. We can utilize that space. And next we have update the records group. Okay, so whenever we are updated updated means what? If we are inserting, if we are modifying, if we are deleting, that is concept of the update. So they may need to be relocated to a new empty space. So just now he said now, so empty space is available. If we insert new record, that space is occupied for the new record. That one he is telling here. So whenever we are updating the records, we are inserting records. So wherever the new space will be there, that space, the new files will be relocated. Means that files will be moved. That files will be saved. Okay. So these are the features. Now see the advantages. What are the advantages we are having? This is a simple file organization method. So very simple method. This is the very simple method. There is no techniques we are used. Okay. Normally we save the files that also in unordered format. And so this is good for bulk loading data into a table. Bulk loading means what? Large amount of files, large amount of records you can store into a table. Okay. So insertion means insertion is possible. So we can insert files easily, is a very efficiently. Wherever the empty space is available, there the files will be stored easily. And also we can store a large amount of files, bulk of files. Okay, that is one of the advantage. And one more advantage what we are having, if a file scans are common or insertions are frequent. So means if we want insertions, if frequently they can do, okay, it will be scanned, and commonly we can insert the files frequently. Okay, now see what are the disadvantages. So retrieval requires a linear search and inefficient. So inefficiently you actually linear search means here we have binary search, linear search, binary B plus tree search. Okay, bubble sorting. So searching methods, searching techniques we are having, that is deptical concept actually. Okay, so if we want to access the data, then what we are using linear search technique. Okay, but that is not efficient manner, that will be inefficient manner. Okay, and deletion can result in unused space need for reorganization. Means wherever we are deleted that space, again we have to reorganize. Again we have to reorganize. Okay, that is called as the deletion. Next, see. So actually heap file also one of the file concept only. Okay, but this is the because I given Y separately means that is unordered files. Means there we are not following any order technique. We are not following any order technique. That's why I given separately. Okay. So for types of files means sequential file, indexed sequential file, hashed file. Okay. How many types we are having? Sequential, indexed sequential, hashed file. So first of all, see what is sequential. So in the name only we are having sequential, means serial wise, order wise. So in sequential file organization, records are arranged sequentially. So the records will be like 1 to 10. Sequential order means what if I am having 10 records. So 1, 2, 3, 10 like that, the records will be stored here. And a sequential file is a file whose records can be accessed on the order of their appearance in the file. So how we can access means actually here we are having big drawback in this sequential file. Okay, if I want to access the 9th file in the sequential file, what happened here? Up to 9 records came. I mean, so 9th I said, na? If I want 7th file, okay, so complete all 10 records will become. So in that we can take the 7th file. So means all whatever the files will be there, all files will be comes in that we can take that 7th file. So what happened actually here? Unnecessarily memory wastage, time wastage. Okay, that is the main drawback in sequential file. So see here. So the order in the which the records are stored is determined by the order in which they are written. The file was prepared. So how we are stored here means like order wise only. Okay, and records may be added at the end of the file. So before heap file, what happened? Wherever the empty space will be there the files will be stored. But in that what is there actually? So if I am having 10 files, now I want to insert 11th file. So 11th file always store the after 10th file only. If the empty space is also there, that space the files are not stored. At the end of the file only the record will be stored. Okay, so for the sequential file purpose, what are the devices they are used to? Okay, like a secondary storage device. So what are the devices means, like first of all they are used here magnetic tape file. Okay, so that is the sequential file purpose, that device. So generally generations wise we are having secondary storage devices, so magnet drums in the first generation. In the second generation, magnet tapes. In the third generation, magnetic disk. The fourth generation, now we are using the hard disk. Okay, next we are having optical storage also. To store data, we are having many disks here. Generation wise we are having actually. Okay. So now see what are the advantages. So simple to implement, easy to implement. There is no risk here, and requires very low software support. So no, here not necessary for the advanced software techniques. That is the one of the advantage. And efficiency of blocking is good. Means 1 to 10 records, 10 to 20, 10 to 20, 30 to 40. Like blocks wise, the records will be stored here internally. And blocking results in saving in terms of input output time required handling a file. So how much time will be there? They can be handled per block wise. And also a substantial amount of storage space on this can be. So whatever the amount of the storage space will be there, that will be saved. That will be available. Saved means what? That will be available. So these are the advantages. Now see the drawbacks or disadvantages of the sequential file. So updates are not easily accommodated. So if you want to update the file here, tough to update. Okay. So random access is not possible. Random access means I said just no. If I want a 7th file, but what happened here? If we are having 10 files, the 10 files it can be okay giving. In the 10th file, we have to take the 7th file. That is the main. So randomly, so we want a 4th file, we want 7th file. So randomly we can't access here. That is the main drawback in the sequential file organization. Okay. So, and all records must be structurally identical. Okay, means what? If the memory space, how much memory space is available? So the 10 records will be divided equally. Okay. So if I deleted the one record there, so what happened there? So the 9 files, the 9 records will be adjusted identically. They are maintain the memory space. So they are adjusting there internally. They are adjusting, and they are identically they taken the equal memory space. That is the main drawback also here. Okay. And if we give in the new record means the new record stored actually I want to store in 5th place, but it will be stored at the end of the file only, not the between of the file. That is the one of the drawback. Okay. And continuous areas may not be possible because both the primary data file and transaction file must be liquid during merging. So if you want to merge the files is also not possible here. Okay, so primary data file, what are the files we are having and what are the updates? The updates we are doing. Transaction file means what? We are inserting file, we are deleting file, we are updating file. That is called as a transaction file. Okay, so that is also, so it can be handling board data. So it can be shown the board data. Okay, so that time what happened, confusion will be occurred. That is the one of the drawbacks. So these are the drawbacks. Actually, what we have to remember here, sequentially means sequentially order-wise the data can be stored. Okay, and here at the end of the file only the records will be stored. Wherever the end of the file, next file will be stored. Okay, and random access is not possible. And all the how much memory is there, the all records equally identically they can maintain the storage. That is the main sequential. That is about the sequential organization. Okay, now see next we are having next type is the indexed sequential file. So diagram is there for sequential. Wait. This is the sequential file, sequential index. This is sequential file. Where is there? This is also index sequential. So sequential file diagram is not there maybe. Okay. Diagram means normally one line to line only. Line to line only we are having. Now see the index sequential file. Okay. So an index is a mechanism for faster search. So index means what actually? So in textbook, okay, any textbook we can take in there first page what we are having index. So index shown what it is shown, how many lessons are there? 10 lessons. Okay. And what are the numbers for that chapter, that lessons? So first lesson will be provided 1 to 10 pages. Second lesson will be 11 to 20 pages. Okay. Third will be some 30 to 40 pages. So it will be gives the, so the lesson, where is the lesson will be, whenever we want to revise the, we want to open that book, it will be shown the, in the particular page that concept is available, that chapter is available, that is the index. Okay. Index. So like a record, if you are writing practical record, there also you have to get the index. Okay. So in which page you are doing the which practical, question number, page number, question practical number and page number you given. So whenever if you want to check that particular practical, then what we are doing, we can directly open that page. No need to open all the pages here. Okay. So that is the concept of the index here. So here also in the file, so if we are having the 1 to 100 files, so I want to particularly 51 file, okay, 51th file. Then using the index, we can directly access them. Before sequential, and index sequential means what? The files will be here maintained ordered only. The sequential, however, they are maintained the ordered, like that only. In the index also they are maintained the ordered only. But in the sequential, we can't access random access, is not possible. Random access is not possible in the sequential. But in the index sequential, we can easily randomly we can access the file. Which file we need, we can easily access. That is the main benefit of the index file. And index, for index, what we are giving here, primary key. Okay, so primary key means what here? It is uniquely identified data. Okay, generally primary key, where we apply the primary key for employee number, for customer number, okay, like student number. So for that unit, the data will be unique. Okay, so 1 to 100, the numbers are not unique. Unique means the numbers are not repeated. Okay, so index also, in the index also we are storing the file numbers, file addresses here. Okay, so what happens? So 1 to 100 file addresses we are having. So which address the file will be stored? So primary, using the primary key, we can easily access the data. That is the concept of the index sequential file. Okay. So I explained the concept, so no need to explain. So see here, what are the points we are having actually. So mainly we are having good mechanism. It is a faster research purpose, okay. And index sequential file records are stored in physical sequence using primary key. So how the records internally stored in the index sequential file using the primary key, okay. So here sequential or sorted on primary key file, that is indexed on its primary key, is called indexed sequence. So here sequentially we are storing the data. Index we give the primary key. That's what is called as the indexed sequential file organization. And the index allows for random access to records. So as I given just no example, okay. In the sequential, what happened? What is the drawback? In the index sequential, what is the advantage here? Okay. So for that purpose, easily we can access the records. That is the concept of the index sequential file. Now see the advantages. What are the advantages we are having in index sequential file? Okay. So in index sequential file, the item table can be examined sequentially if all the records in the file must be accessed. It means how the data will be stored, how the files, how the records will be stored means sequentially only. Okay, so we can easily examine, means we can identify which record we want to be accessed. And there is no problem occurred. Whatever the file you want to be access, that file only accessed. So before in the sequential, what happened? 1 to 10 files mean 1 to 8 file I want means 1 to 10 files also came there, but not like that here. And here we are having the random access also is there, and using the primary key we are giving. And also easily we can update. So if we are having index primary key, so like a file number 10th file, there we want to update the information, update the file information. So there easily we are updating. Okay, so these are the advanced random access possible. Again he given. So here he explained that random access is done how it will be means using the primary key. Here again he given the point like it's a very possible, very easy. Okay, so these are the advantages for the index sequential file. And here also we are having some drawbacks. What are the drawbacks we are having? Degrades the performance as file grows. Means if we taken here 1 to 100 is okay. 1 to 100 if we taken, then problem is not occurred. But if we are taking the 1 to 1000 files, so 1 to 1000 index we have to maintain. Okay, into 1 to 1000 the index key, using the primary key we have to search the data. Okay, so the automatically what happened here, the performance, okay, the accessing performance will be getting very slow. Whenever it degrades the performance means whenever the increase in the file grows, means we increase the more files, then that will be happen here. Okay. Next, must traverse an index structure to locate data. So what is telling here, if we are having the index, then only we can find out the data. So for index also, again, we have to maintain the storage. We need memory for index separately. And here, slow method to access data comparatively. So here, what happened? Slowly. So here he say he is giving here degrades the performance whenever the file grows. Here again he given the slow method. Slowly data can be accessing. Okay. And expensive system accessories. So in sequential, did you remember or not remember? There are no special softwares we are not using, but in the sequential purpose, we have to maintain the software systems, new software systems. So accessories we need. Okay, that is the so expensive system accessories we need for the index sequential file organization. Okay, this is about the index sequential file drawbacks. Next, now third, we are having the hash function. So see third one. So this is the diagram for the sequential file. So how the files will be stored internally means like a record number means the particular name of the file record. Okay, name of the file record, like that the data will be stored. Okay, one more diagram is also there here. See. So particularly here, this is yes. Here index is maintained particularly. Separately index is maintained. Okay, blocks means what? Like block 1, block 2, block 3. So 1 to 4, 0 to 4 records one block, and again 5 to 9 one record, one block. Again 10 to some 15, again one block. Like that, the files will be divided internally. Okay, using the primary key here. See Bingham 5. Okay, so using this 5. Directly it will be locate. Okay, if we want to calendar 10 where is there here calendar. Okay, if any one name is there 15 Joseph. Okay, then 15 Joseph. So whatever the you are storing in index, so that will be directly located to the here in the main files. Okay, this is the diagram for the index sequential file organization. Now see third one, hashed file organization, and it is also called as the direct file. Okay, direct file organization. So here we call as the random or relative also. So we are having name hashed file, direct file, random or relative file. These four are the similar names only, similar same concepts only. Okay. So here hashing is the most common form of purely random access to a file or database. This is the or actually, okay, or database. Okay. So it is a main commonly we can use means okay, randomly if you want to access data, hashing is the good technique. What is telling? Hashing is the good technique for if you want to random. So there before in the example index what happened? For index we have to maintain separate memory. Okay, but here using the hash technique we can directly we can access the random file. So hash function, actually hash is the one of the software. This is the like a software. Okay, one of the function. Calculate the address of the page and which the record is to be stored based on one or more fields in the record. So how we are finding out the address here? Okay. So using the hash function, we are where is the address will be stored of the particular record. We are finding out. Actually, function will be there. One of the formula will be there. Function will be there to find out the particular record. So example diagram see here. So like this, they are maintained the hash table. So addresses are there here. Okay, and these are the called buckets. Okay, like blocks, records, buckets. So different ways we are having to store data internally in the file organized system. Okay, so here given the address. So according to the address, so where is available to 1 to 100. So 1 to 100 will be here. Okay, then where is available to 110 like that. So see the numbers and directly it will be gives the connection to the files. Okay, this is the diagram for the hash file organization. One more diagram. So here like records will be there and this memory space is free, means there is no record, And again, we have record 3, record 4, and memory space free, and the 7th record. Okay. In the relative record number, so this is the hash function. Okay. So whatever the number you given 3, then it will be gives the 3 record 3 details. If we are given the 7, it will be gives the 7th record details. Like 326, it will be given the 326 record details. Means using the hash function. So there in the index, what happened there, we have to maintain the complete index numbers. Means how many files you are having, how many records you are having. So if you are having 1000, means thousands of the index you have to maintain. But in the hash function, just we are maintaining the base of the base address. Okay. Means particular relative record number only we are maintaining here. So there's less space here. Okay. Means what happened, memory wastage is not, memory is not wastage here. That is the point. So here also we can randomly access the file. Which file we need, we can randomly access the file, and we can order wise only we are saving the files in the hash function. But actually what are drawbacks means, so to maintain the hash function we need particular software, hash technique purpose. So see the advantage and disadvantages here. So what is the advantages here? Immediate access to records for updating purposes is possible. So whenever which record we want, okay, immediately we can access, and immediate updating is also possible here. Okay. And transactions need not be sorted. Okay. Means first file I accessed that 5th file, the 7th file. So need not here sorting is not there. Transaction files. So whatever the data will be, whatever transactions will be there, the data it will be gives. And here randomly inquires which order. So means randomly we can handle, randomly we can access our data. And what he given different disks, disk means what, like man tapes, man disk, hard disk, optical storage are not necessary for maintain the separate data. Okay. And also he given direct file records, means using the hash technique, which record we want directly you can access. So these are the advantages for the hash file organization. Okay. In that also we are having disadvantages here. So data may be accidentally erased or overwritten unless special precautions are taken. So what happened in the hash means, if the data is erased, data is lost, then here if you want to override the data, okay, overwritten the data is not possible. It will be very tough to again we are recover our data in the hash technique. And also if we are using the onlinely, if you want to share the data one place to other place, one system to other system, then what happens, security is not there, and complete files will be, maybe they are transferred or maybe they are not transferred. Okay. Backup is also not there here in the hash file technique. Okay. That is the drawback. And also maybe less efficient in the usage of space than sequentially organized files. So the efficient is not there. He's telling the storage space efficiency is not there compared to the sequentially. And also we are using the expensive hardware and softwares. Here for a particular hash function, we need compulsory the hardware also we need, expensive hardware also we need, and expensive software also we need. And system design is complex and costly. And for design the hash functioning internally, that is complex, means hardly tough. Okay. And this is also costly also. And file updating is also more difficult compared to the sequential files. So compared to sequential file, in this only we are having tough, difficult. And special security measures are necessary for online files. So before also he said, so online if you want to send the data to one place, to one system to other system, the security is not there using the hash technique. So these are the disadvantages of the hash file organization. So this is the concept of the file organization. So particularly if the question overall question will be like, what is a file organization? What are the types of file organizations? Means you can explain about all the types of the file organizations. Otherwise, particularly he will be asked about heap file or index sequential file or hash file. Particularly if the question will be there in the short questions like that, you can write particular answer only. Okay. But overall, this is the answer of the file organizations. Okay, ma'am. Next. Right. What we are having? Once I will check your material. So wait 1 second. I have to share new share now here. Screen is visible? Screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. क्लास नहीं हुआ हमारा So see database system architectures and data models. So data models, I said we are having 5 different data models. Okay. So this is the center. So first of all, he given about the structure. What is there? Database system architecture. Okay. So architecture in that we are having centralized database and client server architecture. So centralized means what? This is the centralized database. So from this, the data will be shared. This is the main centralized database. From this, data will be shared. Okay. I given before also example like if bank is a good example. Okay. So bank's main branch will be maybe if you take an SBI bank. Okay. SBI bank main branch will be available in the Purana pool. The sub branches will be like Medipattam, like Jubilee Hills and Attapur. So different places, the sub branches will be there. So how the data will be available? How the data will be shared to each other. Okay. So generally, if any problem will be occurred as a customer, so what the sub branches people said, what they are telling generally, go to the main branch there, you can apply, give the application form like that. Means how you open account in sub branch, but how the data is available in the main branch. Okay. How it means using the centralized database. Okay, means they can share the data easily here. Okay. But here what happened, some drawbacks also there. If all the data will be stored in the one central database, means if any accident will be occur, any file disk problem will be occurred, then the overall data will be completely collapsed. Okay, that is the main the centralized disk. This is the symbol for disk storage. If here any problem will be occurred, then what happened here? Complete data will be collapsed. Okay. And what is the main means? All the clients means all the system data is available in the one place only. One place only they are stored here. This is the advantage, and this is the drawback means if any problem will be occur means the data is completely collapsed. That is the centralized database system. Now see the client server architecture. So client server means what? Like a client means normal personal systems. Okay. The small, the PCs are there now. The PCs are called clients. Means like we are searching any information from Google. Generally simple example. So who is the client here? User is the client, and server is who is server here? Google. Google database is the server. Okay. So but the Google database will be stored in the like where they store mainframes computers, like big workstation computers. But the user can search the information from small PC, small laptop, okay, small mobile, small handheld computers. Okay, means here the clients will be like some small personal computers, but the servers means like a big mainframe computers are called as a server. So they here in the server we can store the huge amount of information. So and client is like a front end people, and server is the like back end. So generally so this is like, see here, this is the MS Word. What we are seeing here, options we are seeing. So if you are clicking this option, it will be working. But how this option will be created, internally some coding will be there na. Okay, so that means backend coding will be there. We are seeing just front end only. Okay, so whenever user wants to give the request to the server, user means client will be gives to the request to the server. So how the data will be coming? So means internally they store data. So server is like a backend and client is a front end. Okay, see diagram for the one tier architecture. So in a single tier, the system database is centralized. So what is the example he given for the one tier architecture? Centralized only. Okay, which means the DBMS software and data reside in one location. So whatever the data is there, the whatever softwares will be there, completely stored in the one location. Okay, and the dumb terminals means what are the dumb terminals? What are some other servers, other clients? Okay, other terminals, other hosts. They are accessing the data from the centralized DBMS. Okay, so this is the diagram for the one tier architecture. So see in this they are stored data also they stored, and softwares also they stored. So whatever the softwares need for to store the data, the softwares they can store in the one centralized place. So from this centralized place they can give the connection. So this terminal can be connected to the this server, and server also connected to the this client. Okay, this is called as a one tier architecture diagram. Okay, now see the two tier architecture. So two tier means what here? Client will be separate, we are having server we are having separately. Okay, so the like what he given here. So in a two tier system, different software is required for the server. So server purpose, different software they are maintaining. Okay, and the two tier client server model. So at the early stage, client server computing model was called two tier computing model, in which the client is considered as data capture and validation tier and servers considered. So here before generation, normally client server means what? Client server technique means only two tier only will be there. But now we are having one tier, two tier, three tier, multi-tier, different tiers we are having. Okay, so what are the problems occurred in the two tier architecture? So the need of enterprise scalability challenge in the traditional two tier client server model. So in the mid 1990s, as application became more complex and could be deployed to hundreds of thousands of client side. So what happened here? What is the main problem he's telling means? Here client actually in the diagram he given only one client only, one server. Okay, but the server is only one. The clients may be here, thousands of clients are there. So the thousands of clients want to access the data at the same time. Simultaneously, they want to access data. In that, what happened? The server will be down. Okay. Generally, see, whenever you are checking results, okay, completely result will be came. So everyone checks your results. Okay. So so everyone checking means what happened? The server down. So what happened? Suddenly the site will not be open. The site will not be reached. The message will become. Okay. So that is the two tier architecture. Okay. So here what is the drawback means here? Simultaneously many users want to access the server. It's some problem will be occurred. Okay. It will be goes to slow here. That is the two tier architecture. Now see the three tier architecture. So in the three tier architecture, we are having three layers here. First layer is the client layer, or we call as the presentation layer. So consists of user interface with runs. So means we are communicating with the server and how we are communicating with the server. So that is called as the presentation layer. First layer. Okay, interface means what? Interaction. Your interaction with your computer. Okay, and second we are having the second layer. We are having the application server. Means that's our server we are having now, where we are communicating server we are having now. That is the application server. Okay, that is the middle is called as application server. And third, we are having database server. So application server means what? So you given some application to the server. So you are asking something to the server. So in the database server is available, then only you are getting. Okay, means you want any recipe. Okay, so you are searching. If the recipe is available, then only it will be given. Na? So the recipes, that information regarding any book information, regarding any concept information, if they already are stored in the internally database server, then only we can access. Otherwise, we can't access. So see diagram here. 3-tier architecture. This is the database server. This is the application server. Here we are having the clients. So clients many clients will be there. Okay. So many clients, first of all, what they give an application. So what they need, that will be goes to application. So this application will be goes here. Application will be goes here. Okay. Means if the information is available in database server, then again the database server gives the here. It will be sent to here. Then it will be sent to the client. So application server is a middle layer. Client server is a front layer, first layer. And this is the third layer. Okay. So first presentation layer, middle layer, or it is called as a internal layer. Okay. So 3 layers we are having in the 3-tier architecture. Okay. So actually here we are having we need separate softwares. What are drawbacks we are having means cost is high. To maintain this separate softwares, we have to, the cost is high here. Cost we need very high. That is only main drawback here. So we need here actually so many workers, employees, performance monitoring, tuning, security control, okay, operating systems, network environments. So mainly client server is completely depend upon the network only, internet only. That is the main concept here. Okay. So client server architecture is a very important answer actually. So client server, what is the client server? 1-tier, 2-tier, 3-tier. Okay. So you can write if they particularly if they can ask about 3-tier means you can write 3-tier only. If the question will become client server means you can write all the tiers. And diagrams also there here. Okay. Draw this diagram. So in a examination point of view, if any answer having diagram, you can draw the compulsory diagrams. If you are draw the diagrams, you will get the more marks. Good marks will be getting. Okay. That is the concept of the client server database architecture. So tomorrow, what are the concepts left that I will check? What are the most important concepts that I will explain tomorrow's class. Okay, ma'am?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Any doubts are there?
No, ma'am.
More 2 days. Okay. What happened, ma'am? Before classes, I have seen 20 students. Now, today we are having only 16 only. Why? Don't know. Okay, ma'am. Bye.